Wagwan. Man's currently in San Sebastian, you know, having a good time, having some good foods, good wine. Shit, it's been a fun week in this region in Spain. But during my time here, like I've had a the peace and the opportunity to like reflect on again like more of the idea behind OnlyDrams and like the level of commonality here and the level of like just relaxed taste, if that makes sense, has kind of spurred the idea and kind of pushed forward this idea of like the juxtaposition of like high or refined taste, quote unquote, while having the aesthetic of someone that shouldn't have it. You know, I was in bar sport and like a construction worker comes in and gets like a spread of pinchos and like it's all good food, right? And you let the internet tell it like this is an activity that's only reserved for the elite or like someone that looks like they've come in from, you know, an Ivy League school or whatever. Like there's this whole rhetoric and idea of taste only belonging to the elite that I've never been fond of. And it seems to be this whole aesthetic that's being pushed like everywhere I go when it comes to the internet. But there are those select few that I'm like a big fan of that kind of play into that contradiction. So like West Side Gun, who have like amazing samples, crazy albums, crazy lyrics. Action Bronson, Larry June, Future even. Like this is like it's a cultured ignorance that I'm really fond of. Like that whole idea of like you're here for a certain reason but you don't look like you should be, right? That whole aesthetic is kind of what drives OnlyDrams, and it's the whole idea of what I want to put behind it, because the chefs of the world, the bartenders of the world, right, like they may not be millionaires or inherited millionaires, but more often than not, they've got amazing taste. Bartenders have amazing taste in wines, cocktails, whiskies, etc. A good chef knows what good food is, regardless of where they go. And this whole activity seems to be like, again, reserved for a certain few, when it's not. And like, there's this guy on TikTok, I forget his name. I try and put his name in the description. Who talks about like the whole idea of taste being gate-kept, and seeing that and seeing someone articulate that has been something that's been very interesting to see. I mean, for this holiday, I picked up this book, The Physiology of Taste. Only gone through like the first 30 pages or so, but it's been a really fun read, in the sense of like, in the brief intro it's given, it just goes over how, or maybe in my head, but it goes over how simple it is to just have taste. It's something that we all kind of do without even knowing. It's the engagement with it and the want to refine it, which is a different matter entirely. And I think that's what the book will get into a bit more as it goes on. But yeah, like it's really interesting to see how someone like myself, like just a kid from East London who wasn't born into wealth, you know, but my development in loving cuisine, in loving fashion, all of that through the vehicle of hip hop has like led me here, you know, to having, if I can, you know, toot my own horn, to having good taste, you know, whether it be clothes, music, food, etc. And it's not something that requires like an unlimited budget. It's just a matter of like being more intentional, or like just seeing what's out there, and taking time to understand the history behind certain things you may or may not be into. And it's like through that you're able to build that taste. And from the likes of like a West Side Gun, Virgil Abloh, Action Bronson, like I enjoy playing in that contradiction, juxtaposition area of like not looking all the way like someone that should be into X, Y, and Z, but there are those subtle signs that kind of like show that, oh no, like I know what I'm doing here. I'm not just here just like picking anything. Like I know what good food is. I know what good fashion is. I know what good music is, regardless of language or region. And yeah, that is really the idea I want to push forward more with OnlyDrams. And it's gonna be real exciting to see what comes of that idea.